If you have ever spent hours cutting between multiple camera angles while editing, then this video is for you. I'm about to show you how to set up multicam editing in DaVinci Resolve. Like if you're shooting interviews, podcasts, or live events with multiple cameras, you need this workflow. And I'll demonstrate the entire process from import to final editing using this, the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. Now this keyboard cuts my editing time by 2/3. Let's get into it. So here I am in DaVinci Resolve, and it's a brand new project, and I'm gonna bring the footage that I need for this multicam shot. Now I'm gonna have 3 pieces of angles or cameras composition for this one. The first one is gonna be the main camera. It's some sort of interview slash podcast that I did with my friend Joseph in San Francisco. We recorded a spicy challenge and he burned the hell out of my tongue. So the first one is the front camera, the 2 of us. The second one is Joseph's camera, and the third one is gonna be my camera. So the first thing I like to do, just for keeping things clean, is renaming the shots. Now it's not obligated, but it's a good reference to understand which camera are you looking at. So this one I'm going to call cam 1 or camera A if you want to. This one is going to be camera 2, and this one is going to be camera 3. Now with that done, I'm going to select the 3 of them, or whatever amount of footage you're going to be using for your multicam shot. Right click and then select this option that says create new multicam clip using selected clips. So once you are there, and look at my face right in the best moment, the first thing you're gonna see is the name of this multicam shot. You can put whatever you want. The second thing is the frame rate. Now it's really important that whatever amount of cameras you're gonna be shooting, they should have the same frame rate. That should be obvious, but just in case. In my case, it's 24 frames per second. Now, the angle sync is how DaVinci Resolve is going to understand where to match these particular pieces of different camera angles. In my particular case, I didn't use timecode, I didn't have markers or in and out pointers, so I'm going to select sound. So what DaVinci is going to do, which is pretty good and accurate about that, is checking out the waveform of these 3 pieces of footage and try to match them using the waveform as the mechanism for matching. And it's pretty good, honestly. Now, the other thing that is important is the angle name. If I could have each camera set up, for example, have two Blackmagic cameras, and the other one is an iPhone using the Blackmagic camera app. I could have defined the number of the camera in each particular configuration of the camera, but I didn't. So I'm just going to use the clip name, but you could use the metadata angle or the metadata camera, or how DaVinci is going to see the sequence of each individual element in the multicam shot. Again, clip name to keep it simple. The other thing, I just leave it as it is. Don't worry about it. It's going to be moving the footage to a separate folder called original clips, and keeping the master shot again very clean. I like that. So let's hit create. DaVinci Resolve is going to scan the footage, check for the waveform, and match the 3 pieces of video in a single multicam shot. So now what we see over there is the actual multicam composition. And now if we move across, you will see the 3 of them being synced up using the audio. And it seems to be working pretty well.
Like there was, we went to the custom.
There you go. It's working nice. So now how do we edit this? How do we get the different pieces of the camera angles that I care in the moments that I want using the Blackmagic Speed Editor, which makes things a breeze? Let me show that very easily. So now that we have the multicam shot, let's bring the entire composition to my timeline. Now, eventually, you could right-click on the multicam shot and click Open in Timeline, and it will open the actual composition that DaVinci Resolve created. You could eventually here do color grading or composition changes, maybe do zoom in and zoom out. You can do anything you want in the multicam timeline without affecting the actual timeline where you will have your final footage delivered. But again, I'm not going to do that right now because it's just for the sake of testing. So once we're here and we brought the multicam shot into the timeline, let's make sure to select here the view style to be multicam. And once we are there, we can now start playing this thing. And we're using our Blackmagic Speed Editor. Here's the stop play. Okay. And using the wheel, we can move across the footage very easily. So let me go back to the beginning. There it is.
Welcome everyone.
Okay, let me go here. Let's make a split, and then we can ripple delete to start over there. There you go.
Welcome.
And we're gonna start on camera A, which makes sense. You know, I'm saying hello. What up?
Welcome everyone to the Spicy AppSmith Challenge. I'm honestly.
So maybe there I want to change to my camera, and this is how we can do things in the speed editor. You see these buttons here, camera 1, 2, 3, and all the way to camera 9. Just by clicking there, you will be able to select which camera is going to be active in that particular moment in the timeline. So let's click on camera 3 over there, and it changed to my camera.
Scared because Joseph brought the whole thing.
So over there, when I'm saying that Joseph brought the whole thing, I'm going to move to that camera so we can see the spices, sauces, and Joseph's face.
As you can see, I don't know if I'm...
And now let's go back to camera 1. Keep doing this all the way to the final edit. This is just a breeze. Look at that.
But Joseph, how's it going, man?
So there you go. Joseph is going to be speaking there. So let me go here to camera 2, and I can even do, like, for example, trimming and rolling to adjust this thing. So I can do here, for example, a roll in a specific moment where I actually wanted to change to his camera, like for example there.
Good, man. I'm ready. I've been in training this my whole life.
Perfect. Let's go back to camera 1 over there.
I know you have.
Go
That's
to
why
my
I'm
face.
scared, but we're gonna start with the mildest one.
Let's go to the general shot.
Like the, it's gonna start easy, just having some conversations about our lives and about apps.
And I could even do, for example, transitions here. I can do, for example, maybe I can add a little transition in this particular moment here. There you go. And I can even define the transition duration. So by selecting the transition duration button here and using the wheel, I can define how the transition length is going to be. So for example,
and that's why I'm scared, but we're going to start with
touching an even button in the keyboard or the mouse. I can do everything here. And if I need to move further, I can just change to the scroll type, and I can make larger movements across the footage. But that's what I wanted to show you. As easy as it is, create a timeline composition, bring it into the timeline, and start selecting which camera is active at the moment that you need. Now, this interview that takes like an hour is going to take me like, what, 10 minutes to finish it up? At least the portion that takes a lot of time, which is cutting and syncing and defining which camera angles is going to be active. That's a pain if you do it by hand, but with the keyboard is a breeze. That's Multicam editing in DaVinci Resolve with the speed editor. This workflow will save tons of hours when editing. No more switching between manually syncing and keeping tracks of the angles. If you found this useful, subscribe for more professional editing techniques. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you on the next one.